What's up, ninjas? Kevin Walsh from Ninja Holistic Health and Fitness. Welcome back to this month's video series on healthy fats. So this week we're looking at the list of all the different fat-containing foods that you want to start incorporating into the diet if you're not already, as well as the list of those that you want to avoid. So we're going to first look at saturated fats, then monounsaturated fats, and then finally polyunsaturated fats. And this will give you a good baseline when you're out at a restaurant or in the grocery store of knowing what to look for that are good and what to avoid so you can keep yourself as healthy as possible. So first things first, the saturated fats. This is the list of the stuff on the left that's good in the green, and this is the stuff that you want to avoid on the right that is in the red. So unrefined extra virgin coconut oil and grass-fed butter, two excellent oils and fats to cook with. They're both saturated fats, which means that they're most stable at high temperatures, and coconut oil has a lot of polyphenols, and grass-fed butter has zoochemicals that are beneficial to the body. Pasture-raised eggs is another really great one. Make sure that the eggs that you get are pasture-raised and not cage-free or free-range. There's a big difference between those. Cage-free and free-range are sort of labels that mean nothing at this point. Pasture-raised means that the chickens were out actually foraging in the field. They're eating worms, getting the kind of movement that they need out in the sunshine, etc. Pasture-raised is the label that you want to look for. And then finally, 70% dark chocolate. Yeah, baby, we get to eat chocolate, but make sure it's 70% cacao or higher, because if it's lower than that, there's not really a lot in the way of benefits. So 70% and up in the cacao, and you're in the clear. And then over here on the right, we have refined coconut oil. Not the worst in the world, but I don't recommend it because there's a lower polyphenol content because of the refining process. Extra virgin and unrefined is the one that you want for coconut oil. And then factory farmed or grain-fed dairy, as well as factory-farmed or GMO-fed eggs and meat. This is the big one. Anytime you're out, if there's meat, chicken, pork, beef, whatever, and it's not specifically stating that the beef is grass-fed or the chicken and cow and pork is pasture-raised, there is a 99% chance that it's going to be off of a factory farm or a farm where they're feeding them things that they shouldn't be eating. So be very, very careful when you're eating meat or animal products out and about. Those are the things that you want to look for. Grass-fed for beef or dairy, and pasture-raised for anything with chickens and pork. All right, now moving on to the next one, we've got monounsaturated fats. So good ones: avocado, extra virgin olive oil, peanut butter and almond butter, and pistachios. All good options over here. And then here, sunflower oil and safflower oil, two bad ones. Not the worst in the world, again, like refined coconut oil, but they are omega-6 fatty acids, which we have way too much of in our diet to begin with. We need more omega-3. And they tend to sometimes be rancid. So if you have potato chips, you're going to find these two oils in there quite often. Try to keep them limited as much as possible. And then these two you want to stay away from altogether. Soybean oil and canola oil. They're both genetically modified. They have a ton of things that are bad about them, between damaging reproductive health, damaging the internal organ system, the gut, and suppressing the immune system. And soy is also estrogenic, so stay away from soybean and canola oil. And finally, we get polyunsaturated fats, which is where we find omega-3s. These are very, very important. And we're going to get those primarily from wild-caught salmon and wild-caught fish in general, as well as krill oil. I recommend krill oil over normal fish oil because a lot of fish oil is rancid, and the quality tends to be a little bit low because it's such an inundated market at this point. So krill oil you can find with Dr. Mercola or 1MD. Those are two very good sources out of those two. And walnuts and chia seeds are also good sources. Chia seeds were actually used by the Aztec warriors way back in the day when they were going into battle. They would use that to help them maintain their endurance for long periods of time. So those are the good. And then the bad over here, we've got cottonseed, safflower, sunflower oil, and soybean oil. So revisitation out of the soy and the safflower and sunflower, because they're both monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. And cottonseed oil is primarily a polyunsaturated. These are all bad. Again, cottonseed and soybean are genetically modified, which means they're, again, going to be disrupting the gut flora and also damaging the immune system. They're also linked to cancer. So any of these that you find out and about, just stay away from them as possible. And make sure if you do get them that they're non-GMO verified and certified organic in any products that contain them, because that'll ensure that at least they're not GMO. But again, they're not really beneficial to begin with, so just try to keep them out of the diet. So that's the list of the good and the bad. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram at KW Ninja Trainer, and also my website is ninjahhf.com. And I'm in the midst of putting the Facebook page up right now for Ninja Holistic Health and Fitness. So please come and like and follow, and I'll be sure to put all the content that I'm making right now on that so that we can build a tribe as time goes on and really get as many people involved in this as possible. So I'll see you next week for the last video of the series, which is going to be on the toolkit of how you take all this stuff that I've given you in the past few weeks and make it practical in your everyday life. So I will catch you then. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay healthy.